So you open up your phone or your laptop to connect to Wi-Fi, and you see two networks that look almost identical. Same name, but one of them has 5G tacked on the end. You've probably wondered, which one should I be using? Is one better? Well, today we're going to settle that debate once and for all. You know the feeling. You're in the middle of a movie or maybe an important video call, and then it happens, the dreaded buffering wheel. It's so frustrating, right? But what if I told you the problem might not be your internet plan? It could be something as simple as being connected to the wrong Wi-Fi band. Okay, let's get into it. See, most routers you buy these days are what they call dual band. And all that really means is they're broadcasting two different Wi-Fi networks at the same time. One is on the 2.4 gigahertz frequency, and the other is on the 5 gigahertz frequency. There are two options, and once you get the difference between them, picking the right one is going to be a piece of cake. Now, to really wrap our heads around this, the absolute best way to think about it is with a simple analogy. Just picture your Wi-Fi signals as two completely different types of highways, and all your data, your movies, your emails, your games are the cars driving on them. First up, we've got the 2.4 gigahertz band. Think of this one as a winding country road. It can stretch for miles and reach really far off places, but boy, does it get jammed up with traffic super easily. Then you have the 5 gigahertz band. This is your modern, multi-lane superhighway. It is built for pure, unadulterated speed, but it's not so great when it has to go off-road or navigate around obstacles. So why does that country road get so backed up all the time? Well, it's not just about your laptop or your phone. It's about all the other traffic that's crowding the same road. In the Wi-Fi world, we call this interference. The thing about the 2.4 gigahertz band is that it's just really crowded. It's the same frequency used by your microwave oven, your Bluetooth speakers, old cordless phones, tons of your smart home gadgets, and of course, every single Wi-Fi network from all your neighbors. All of that stuff fighting for the same space creates a massive digital traffic jam, and that's what causes those slowdowns and annoying connection drops. Okay, so every highway has a certain number of lanes to handle all the cars, right? It's the same for Wi-Fi, but we call them channels. And the logic is super simple. The more lanes you have, the less congestion you're going to get. This right here is one of the biggest, most important differences between these two bands. And here's where it gets kind of wild. That old 2.4 gigahertz country road, it effectively only has 3 usable lanes, 3 channels that don't overlap and interfere with each other. Just 3. When you think about all that traffic from microwaves and Bluetooth, yeah, it's no wonder things get so bogged down. Now let's compare that to our 5 gigahertz superhighway. Whoa, look at that. It has 25 non-overlapping channels. That is a massive, wide-open road for your data to just fly down. And that is exactly why 5 gigahertz has so much less interference and can deliver a way faster, way more stable connection. So the choice seems obvious, doesn't it? More lanes, less traffic, higher speeds. You'd think, why would I ever use anything else? Well, not so fast. This is where we run into the great trade-off in all wireless technology. The classic battle between raw speed and the ability to actually get through physical objects. It all comes down to a tiny bit of physics, specifically something called wavelength. The 2.4 gigahertz signal uses longer, lower frequency waves, and the 5 gigahertz signal, it uses much shorter, higher frequency waves. That one little difference is what decides everything about how far the signal can go and how well it can punch through things like walls, floors, and doors. So let's just lay it all out. When it comes to pure raw speed, the 5 gigahertz superhighway is the undisputed champion, no question. But when you need range, when you need that signal to get through walls and reach the other side of the house, that 2.4 gigahertz country road is the absolute winner. Those longer waves are just way better at navigating through solid stuff, while the shorter 5 gigahertz waves tend to get stopped in their tracks. Here's a really practical way to think about this. Imagine your router is in your living room. If you're standing right there, both networks are going to feel great, but 5 gigahertz will be faster. But now, start walking away. Head to that back bedroom, the one at the far end of the house. That lightning-fast 5 gigahertz signal is probably going to get weak or maybe drop off completely. But that slower, steadier 2.4 gigahertz signal, it'll still be chugging along ready for you. Okay, so that's all the theory. But how do you actually use this information to make your internet better day to day? Let's get down to brass tacks with a super simple, practical guide on which network to pick for any given situation. All right, think of that 5 gigahertz superhighway as your performance network. This is for your heavy hitters. Your gaming console, put it on 5 gigahertz. Your smart TV that's streaming 4K movies? Absolutely. Your main work computer that's downloading huge files? You bet. As long as those devices are fairly close to your router, with not too many walls in between, this is the network that's going to give you the best possible performance. So, when do you take the 2.4 gigahertz country road? Well, this is the perfect network for any device that's far away from the router. It's also your best bet when that signal has to travel through a bunch of walls or even between floors. And it's ideal for things that move around a lot, like your phone or your tablet. And for most of your smart home gadgets that don't need crazy speed, they just need a stable, reliable connection they can count on. So you see, the question was never really about which one is better. That was the wrong question all along. They're both incredibly useful. They're just two different tools designed for two completely different jobs. And now, you've got the knowledge to pick the right tool for the right device every single time. But all of this does raise a pretty interesting question for the future, doesn't it? Our homes are just getting packed with more and more connected devices every single year. Our lights, our speakers, our doorbells, even our refrigerators. As all this digital traffic just keeps growing, are the Wi-Fi highways we have today going to be enough? Or are we going to have to invent entirely new kinds of wireless roads just to keep everything from grinding to a halt?